What's up, guys? Getting ready to watch episode 1105 of One Piece. Last we saw Stussy is a traitor, which is completely unexpected. I mean, I know I talked about it last episode. I felt things off, but not traitor-wise, just maybe hostility within the group. So I am very interested to see where that would go. I don't know if I just completely buy that she would be loyal to Vegapunk. Of course, I don't know the specifics of this cloning. I don't know if she's... We can get to the specifics of AI and stuff like that, but I don't know if she thinks of herself as a human or anything like that, or if she's loyal to her creator. I don't know. I'm interested to see how it could go. Another thing I'm concerned about, per se, because I do love CP... I don't even want to say I love CP0. I love Rob Lucci and Kaku. So I do want to see them get their shit in. I'm wondering if... Because I know there's one other member of CP0, the big guy that I still, after... I don't remember his name. And I know that's on me, and I haven't looked it up. I don't like to look up anything One Piece, so I'm hoping that it comes back to me as soon as possible. But I wonder if not only are there more One Piece, not One Piece, more CP0 members, but like I said, even if that one guy is going to come back, because I feel like Lucci and Kaku need some backup here, desperately, very desperately. Other than that, I don't have anything specific. We've got some very interesting stuff going on with Bonnie and Vegapunk and Kuma's memories. I'm very hyped to see that. Real quick before hop into the reaction, I do just want to say, I started this YouTube channel, and obviously, people who have watched or watching this episode have probably seen my last ones. I just want to say, at this point in this moment when I'm filming this episode, I've still yet to upload to YouTube. I've had some setbacks with recording and my equipment and all that. So I just want to say, I am behind on it. I mean, even now, I'm gonna have to watch. I think I'm 3 episodes behind already. I went on vacation, and I was sick, so I wasn't able to not only start uploading, but I also wasn't able to watch any One Piece. So, obviously, if you guys are watching this on YouTube, I've got it figured out, you know what I mean? But, I don't know. It's just one of those little side rants that I wanted to speak about. Let me tell you what, you guys who are thinking about doing videos like this, it's not easy. There's a lot of things to do with them. So I should be 100% fine. Obviously, I'm using this as sort of a segment for updates, but most likely all the updates that I'm going to speak about have already been happening. Because like I said, at this point in time, I have not started uploading to YouTube. I'm going to in a couple days. I know that my starting series that I've started with is One Piece by myself, and then Monster and Sopranos with my friend. I'm also, I don't know if I've said this in past episodes either, I'm also going to be starting Fargo. I've watched the first 3 seasons. I don't want to get into a whole rant about other shows right here. I just wanted to give a quick update. I'm going to start Fargo Season 4. And then also House of the Dragon is airing at this point in like 2 weeks. So I'm going to be hopping straight into Season 2 with that. Like I said, the time you see this video, because I'm probably going to start with like 2 One Piece videos a week, it's probably going to be like months out from you having seen those original videos. But I don't know, I wanted to give a quick update. I wanted to see how the time difference and all that works. I'm hoping that, specifically with One Piece, I wanted to discuss it because obviously once I catch up, I'm going to stay caught up. With the uploads, I don't like being behind on One Piece, and just the complications of starting this channel have made it so that I'm perpetually a week or two back. So, sorry for the tangent. I don't even know if that's going to make it in the video. But let's get straight into episode 1105 of One Piece. I'm very excited. Let's get into it. Another thing that I also wanted to say, I've edited a whole bunch of videos, One Piece videos, like complete for YouTube. It's interesting because it's almost like rewatching the episode immediately. So I'm picking up on things I missed in the first place, and more importantly, I'm remembering stuff, which it's always a problem with a show as long as One Piece. And going along with that, with the rewatches, it's one of those things, especially with anime, because there's like I don't know, it's a slight cultural difference. You pick up on things that you should have gotten in the first place. I know who Stella is. Stella is Vegapunk. I don't know why I didn't get that in the first place. I don't know if I'm going to get any angry or annoyed comments in my past videos for it. Oh, this poor pigeon, man. Man, let me tell you what. I've been watching a lot of anime, a lot of Japanese media. This might be the best female Japanese voice I've ever heard. So, wow! So she is working with or for, maybe she's a double agent. I didn't expect that. I probably should have, but... I will say, I'm gonna need to see Lucci and Kaku get some shit in. They've let me down so far in this arc. What? Is it out of loyalty? There's gotta be more Seraphim, man. This is how Zora's gonna get his win in? That's insane. You know, when I first started watching One Piece, Zoro and his eventual battle with Mihawk didn't hype me up that much. But as I've gone back and I've seen a couple episodes, seen a couple clips, I have gotten more ready for it, per se. And I would assume it's going to happen in the final arc at Laugh Tale, probably, when Buggy becomes the Pirate King. Jeez. Oh, Frankie got that Riz on him? Frankie about to get game, bro? He's fine, man.
リリスちゃん、心配してるのはこいつかい?
He's so lame, bro. Here they go. Butt heads. The only thing I like about their rivalry is the nicknames.
ルチたちには回廊石の女王をかけたわ。これで目が覚めても悪魔の実の能力は。
ありがとう、ステューシー。これより我々は麦わらの一味と共に。する。君も来い。
了解。
You know, this arc feels like it's supposed to be short, if that makes sense, but I can see this lasting a long time. Because, you know, obviously, shit is about to hit the fan. I don't know if it's going to be next episode, if it's going to be 5 episodes or 10 episodes. But I feel like we're going to see, for the past 1,100 episodes, an unseen level of craziness. Chopper has been very cute this arc, I will say. I wonder what the government is using, or was using Bonnie for. Was it just a find? No, but they knew her. So I don't know what her use that they were talking about would be.
一刻も早くエッグヘッドを離れたいルフィたち。しかし、事件が起きる。ドクター・ベガパンク、ステラの失踪である。
I just like that little. I don't know why I got creepy goosebumps. I've gotten hype goosebumps so many times this arc, but I just got real creeped out right there for some reason.
ここは新世界。
Whoa!
海賊白ひげの故郷である。
You see Marco? Man, we are seeing everybody in this arc, and I love it, man. Who's got that drip on? What is that?
ここは世界政府の非加盟地域。法はお前たちを守らねえ。
This man looks like a East Blue villain, dude.
いいのか？マルコがいねえのに強気だな。
Where's Jozu and I don't got him off the top of my head. Where's the other? I know that they got into a fight with Blackbeard, but I don't think they died. They all died. I don't think so. Weevil? Oh my, how long has it been since we saw him, when the Warlords were disbanded, but before that, we've probably gotten, what, 20 seconds of him in the past 300 episodes? We need more of him. I don't know anything about him. Is he gonna get in the game? Whoa! Should I have known that? Should I have known that, or is that something I forgot? Or I knew that she was a member of the Rock's Pirates, but I did not remember her real name being Buckingham Stussy. Where are we at now, man? Yo. Oh my god! I'm speechless. One Piece has really stepped up their game. Like, this doesn't feel good for One Piece, this feels good for anime. Who are these medieval knights he's got guarding him? I have so many thoughts. I want to see Ryukyu again. I know I talked about that in another episode. Who's here? Still got Garp going to Blackbeard. Yo! Is it just one of them? Jay Garcia Saturn of the Five Elders. Jay Garcia Saturn. That is a badass name right there. Okay, guys. That was episode 1105 of One Piece. Oh my god. Oh, I'm loving this arc so much. It really feels like the final saga. And it's something that I don't think that post-time skip really capitalized on. It didn't feel like the stakes were getting higher. It didn't... It felt kind of repetitive, and I don't want to get in it because I don't want to focus on the negatives. I want to focus on the positives of this arc right here, because this arc has been fantastic. It's really been able to get rid of that terrible pacing and be able to focus on so many different things. I call it I don't know about you guys, but when I watch TV and I find a pattern or just something in a show that I didn't like or I did like, I think about it in connection to the first time I saw it. So, what One Piece has done in the past is showcase something which I call Walking Dead effect. And the Walking Dead effect is when you have so many characters, and instead of equally and consistently focusing on all of the pieces, you focus on certain segmented parts for too long, and when that is done terribly, because it can be done good, but when it's done terribly, it really dampens the product. And I think that's something that One Piece has done, and it's something I first saw happen in The Walking Dead. But recently, their ability to just focus on so many people while still moving forward the main plot of the Straw Hats at Egghead has been phenomenal. It really has been phenomenal. Those of you who are watching who have read the manga, I know I also talked about it in another episode. My first question is, does the manga, because I know that the show, obviously, everyone says the show has bad pacing. Did the manga have bad pacing? And if so, if it did, is the pacing in the manga in Egghead even better? Or, because this focus on the world has been phenomenal. And I think my theory would be that Oda realizes how close to the end he really is and how many pieces he has that aren't in the game, that aren't getting involved. And something that I think he's starting to really do, because I mean, just in that episode, we got more Marco, we got Weevil, we've got Kizaru, and then Jay Garcia Saturn, a member of the Five Elders. Holy, I mean, shit is really going down. The stakes are so high. I'm trying to think. I know I said in another episode. I'm telling you, man, the five elders can fight, and I bet they are some of the absolute strongest people. So, just trying to think like the Avengers lineup here. So we've got Kizaru, Jay Garcia, Saturn versus everyone. Like I don't know if I'm missing anybody, but right now, at least right now, CP0 feels dead in the water, so to speak. The Seraphim, obviously, that's a back and forth, so I'm not going to put them on any side. But the vibe I'm getting from this arc is the classic, like, Escape From, like an Impel Down, which I'm very hyped for because Impel Down's my second favorite arc. This arc so far, I'm not saying it's a combination of the two, but it really feels like a combination of Water 7 / Enies Lobby and Impel Down, which are those three arcs I named are my three favorite arcs. And that excites me so much. But what I can see happening is that this is a chaotic, rapid escape from Egghead, and it just keeps being delayed because, I don't know, maybe even more people show up, maybe the fights get insane. I have no idea. I'm interested to see who would be stronger, Saturn or Kizaru. I would hope it would be Kizaru. And the one thing in the back of my mind that I didn't want to discuss was some theories about the ending or the epilogue about One Piece. We'll get into them in a second. But one of my little pet peeves, not even pet peeves, a concern about One Piece is because of how long it is. It really builds up certain people, especially for the ending of the show. So, since very early on, I feel like it's built up Alkainu and Kuzan and Kizaru and Blackbeard. Those four people, and Mihawk and Shanks, obviously. Those 6 people really, I feel like, have been put on such a high pedestal for the final battle or some of the final battles of the story that some of these introductions, I don't want to say might ruin it, but I don't know. The main one that I think, when I think about One Piece, or I have thought about One Piece, when I think of the final villain, when I think of the big bad, I think it has to be Blackbeard. Just because of his impact and his personal relationship and the parallelism with Luffy. I feel like that he has to be the main villain, but I can see a world, a growing percentage, that maybe perhaps M would be the final villain, which, again, I'm not going to outright say that would be terrible, that would be bad writing. I'm not going to say that, because they can do anything and turn out well. You know what I mean? And I don't want to latch on to my personal emotions of how I want things to go, but that's one that I think, I really want Blackbeard. It's the same situation with the Jay Garcia Saturn situation, and who's stronger, Kizaru or Saturn. I would really... You could say that the Elders have been there from the beginning, but I didn't think of them as a threat, and maybe that's just on me. But I would hope that Kizaru is... I'm not going to stand on the hill that I need Kizaru to be stronger than Saturn. But I will stand on the hill that I need Kizaru to have a very good showing here. This is one of my pet peeves with One Piece. It's how fast Luffy has risen, and his crew. So I feel like they're building up towards, like, the big battle, or throughout the hundreds of episodes, I feel like they've foreshadowed a lot with, Sanji, Kizaru fighting, Luffy, Alkainu, and then Zoro and the other admiral. Right now it would be, it could be Ryukogyu, it could be Fujitora. I feel like they've built up those matchups fairly well. But going into that, realistically, if I was living in this world, or if we were looking at the story through being in the world's perspective, someone like Kizaru should mop Sanji. You know what I mean? He is one of the absolute strongest members of the Marines, and he's like 50. You know what I mean? He's had years and years and decades to train. So, you know, him losing to Sanji would, for me, feel a little unearned, per se. So going along with that, I really hope... I don't know how to word it. It would be a tad bit difficult for me to see Luffy defeat Kizaru one-on-one. And maybe that's just me overrating Kizaru. That may be it. And these complaints and stuff that I have are little pet peeves. I'm not going to whine or anything about it. You know, if Luffy were to beat Kizaru, I'm sure that I would be hyped. I would be fucking hyped for it. So, you know, I'm not saying any of that. I'm just trying to brainstorm and visualize and give you guys my perspective on how I've seen the story throughout the 1,100 episodes I've seen, just how I've pictured stuff in the future. Going into that, I did want to take a moment to discuss some of my theories for how the show will end, or how the story will end. Because Oda has revealed that this is the final saga. We're into the final saga. A concern of mine is the idea of not having an extended epilogue, per se. Because just thinking about the arcs, okay? We have Egghead. We have to finish Egghead. This could go on, honestly, could go on for 100 episodes. You know what I mean? But on the other hand, arcs that 100% need, okay? Obviously, Elbaf, okay? Lodestar, the final island in the Grand Line said, and then Laugh-Tale. That's 3 arcs right there. I would, again, it's not a guarantee, but I would throw in a 4th one just for a shorter, not filler, but a cooldown in between those 3, because I don't think they're going to have 3 back-to-back 250 episode long banger arcs. I feel like there needs to be a calmer one. I felt like this was going to be a calmer one, and then we saw how that happened. So that's 4 arcs right there that, at bare minimum, 300 episodes. You know what I mean? So for me, and how I've pictured One Piece, and how I've pictured the ending, is the idea of that there's a whole bunch of reunions and meetings and moments that need to happen. Obviously, for instance, the first one that comes to mind is either Brook meeting Laboon, or after Brook has died. And we will get into whether or not I think that any Straw Hats will die by the end of the show. But, you know, the Straw Hats, after Brook has died, going back in Laboon. To summarize, we need to see Laboon. Another main one. I need Usopp and Kaya to have, at bare minimum, a 5-minute conversation. You know what I mean? I need to see Usopp go back with his truths about what have actually happened. I just got insane goosebumps just thinking about that moment. But there's a whole bunch of moments like that that wouldn't fit what the easy solution would be. And the easy solution for a show like One Piece would just be to have an episode-long montage of all these happy moments and reunions. And that would certainly work for some things. But specifically those 2 things that I mentioned, I don't think they would fit. It would rob the audience of 2 meetings that need to have time invested in it. Again, you know, you think back the parallels between Luffy and Roger. Roger went around the Grand Line twice. And I think it would really fit if Luffy did go back around. Not full and not the same length of episode. You know, obviously, not go back to Water 7 and get, you know, a 50 episode. But I think it would be cool to have some sort of mini arcs where we went back around and we were at Water 7 for 2 episodes. We're at, you know what I mean? We go to Drum Island so Chopper can get with Kurohara. Moments like that. Nami to see Nojiko, not Belmir. Stuff like that. Zoro. I don't know if Zoro needs to go back. But speaking of Zoro, I do need him to have a big moment in regards to his past. Zoro, to me, and I've said it, and I'm sure some people got absolutely hyped seeing, Mihawk, Seraphim, and Zoro interacting, going absolutely crazy for it. For me, that's just... Zoro, to me, in the 1,100 episodes I've seen him, I have yet to be emotionally invested in his character. Every single other Straw Hat, I've been emotionally invested one time or another. Except Zoro. And I think that is something that desperately needs to happen. And I'm not talking about he needs to cry or, you know what I mean? You can go through an emotional, in-depth story arc without, having a sad moment or something like that. Zoro, to me, at times, is just a little too badass, less substance. And again, I like Zoro. I don't want to see any Zoro riders thinking that I'm a Zoro hater, because I'm not. But I have high expectations for Zoro, and I want his character to fulfill them. That'll simplify it. I'm trying to think about any other endgame stuff that comes off the top of my head. As we do these reactions, and I know I've said it 8,000 times, and I know that I've said 1,000 times, 1,000 times, but as I watch and I think back to the 1,100 episodes I've seen, I do plan on just going on a little tangent to give you a little piece of my mind to how I've felt during this whole thing. That's the... I'll end it off like this. I'm very excited for Laugh Tale. Finding the One Piece, it's such an interesting thing, especially early on. Not only do you feel like you'll find the One Piece so much earlier, but you have these ideas of how it would happen. Almost, in the Jaya, Skypiea, Alabasta arcs. I don't know about you guys, but I just sort of got that vibe that, they were going to find it. They were going to go on an adventure and find it. But I feel like the political and emotional moments have created such more higher stakes than just finding the One Piece. So all that being said, my idea of us finding the One Piece has changed. And obviously learning more lore and stuff like that. But I feel like at Laugh Tale, we're not going to be the only people there. I think that it's going to be a proverbial fatal four-way. I think that the Straw Hat Pirates are going to make it to Laugh Tale, and they're going to fight the Red-Haired Pirates, they're going to fight the Blackbeard Pirates, and they're going to fight Cross Guild. I think that, and this is just my prediction, but I think that that's what's building towards the finale. The only big entity... Well, another thing, obviously, the Straw Hats have to have a giant showdown with the government, but quite honestly, I don't know if that is a pre or post finding the One Piece. I have no idea, and I'm sure I won't have an idea for another 100, 200, 300 episodes. I feel like they could do that any way they want to. So I'm not including the government in that, but the only big entity that I don't know would be the Revolutionary Army. Although saying that out loud, I would assume that they would just lump in with the government, so whether it happens pre or post One Piece, that's when they would show up and do some damage. And I'm very hyped to see Luffy and Dragon meet. I would say I'm excited to see a Garp and Luffy reaction, but honestly, it just popped into my head. I don't think Garp is surviving Blackbeard. I know I talked about it one time, or I'm pretty sure I talked about it. My big theory and what I really want to happen is Blackbeard killing Shanks before the reunion with Luffy. And the reason I feel that is because, as I've discussed with the Imps versus Blackbeard thing, Blackbeard should be the main villain. And him not only killing Ace, not only potentially killing Garp, kidnapping Kobe, but also killing Shanks would put him in... I'm not seeing a lot of anime. I do plan on seeing a lot more, but I feel like it would 100% put him in the legendary villain status. Something I don't think he's in yet. He's an awesome villain, and I love him, but I think that I love him more than a casual audience loves him. Because he's not there. As opposed to other villains in other animes where they're shown for an extended period of time, Blackbeard isn't there. He's one of those characters that almost pulls the strings from behind the scenes. So I'm interested to see where that would happen. And, going back to the Laugh Tale Fatal 4-Way, what my just quick prediction would be. Very simple. Very simple. Obviously, the reason I put all those 4 people is so we can have a whole bunch of meetings. We can have, Usopp versus Yasopp. We can have Mihawk versus Zoro. We can have all of these different reunions and meetings and whatever. But to simplify it, I think it would come down to Blackbeard killing Shanks, essentially wiping out the red-haired pirates. Then I think that the Straw Hats and the Blackbeard pirates have their big showdown. They have their huge showdown, their 10v10 or their 11v11, 12v12, whatever our main roster count is at that point. And in all the chaos, and while Mihawk goes and sneaks to fight Zoro and all that, and all that, and Crocodiles trying to find the One Piece, and all that, I think that in the chaos, Buggy the Clown will grab the One Piece. And not only that, but someone will be there. Someone by the name of Big News Morgans will be there, and he will personally take the picture of Buggy holding the One Piece, and that will go in the newspapers. Buggy the Clown is the king of the pirates. And whether or not he holds it for 5 seconds, 10 seconds, 15 seconds, because it won't be over 20 seconds. But when Blackbeard and when Luffy see that he has the One Piece, they will go and try and grab it. And I'm sure Buggy will be screwed out of it, but the world will think of Buggy. Maybe temporarily, maybe forever, but Buggy the Clown will be thought of as the king of the pirates. That's just my real quick personal theory that I mean. I've said it before, when it comes to One Piece, very different from other shows, because I have not really been able to just sit down and theorize and really go in depth and theorize, because for the vast majority of me watching One Piece, I've been in panic mode, so to speak. Panic mode to catch up. And that included nights where I binged 30 episodes in a row. Genuinely, like, I remember I watched Skypiea in one sitting. The entire arc in one sitting. I didn't get up. My phone was on the charger. I laid in my bed and I watched Skypiea for the entire arc. And I know now, even while it was going on, I knew it was important. But even now, I know just how important Skypiea was. I've never talked about it before. Nolan's Calgary flashback, one of my top 5 moments or flashbacks in the show. I loved that moment so much. But I know how important Skypiea is now. But I'm sure that I missed so much, and I'm sure that if I rewatched it, I could have seen, or now I will see so much foreshadowing and so many connections. I don't know when I will be rewatching One Piece. I plan on having this YouTube channel for the rest of my life. But specifically guarantee you I'm going to be releasing One Piece videos until the One Piece anime ends, without a doubt. It might be 10 years, but without a doubt. So I know that I have time to rewatch One Piece. I know that even though it's the final saga, the show's not ending in 5 years. There's just no way that it could end in 5 years. So I'm not going to rush my rewatch. I am going to try and go back on my own time and see some summaries and all that to get more information so that my reactions and my theories can be better for you guys. But I don't know when I'm going to do my full-blown reaction or rewatch of it. I do not know. I think I'm going to stop myself there. I've been yapping too much. If you guys are still here, I appreciate you guys for watching and listening. I would really love it if you guys could give me some comments, maybe on your guys' theories or your reactions to my theories. I would love to discuss more in-depthly with other people in that regard. If you guys like the video, please give a like, drop a comment. I have some interesting stuff in my description if you guys wanted to check it out. And other than that, that's going to be it. That was a great episode, and I'll see you guys in the next one. You guys have a good one.